everyone, what's happening? Welcome to the Redmen TV, somewhat of a hastily thrown together live reaction show here to the news that Jurgen Klopp has tested positive for coronavirus and is currently self-isolating ahead of the Liverpool versus Chelsea game. Yes, I'll be perfectly honest, this has caught us flat-footed, as I suspect it has most of you, because we are not back into the office until tomorrow for the game itself. And the news broke at 2 o'clock the day before the game, which is today, which is New Year's Day, right? Yeah, in that mess of days between Christmas and getting back to work like normal. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments section. Live, if you're a YouTube member, you can drop in the members chat, or you can tweet us, or if you're a club legend on Redmen Plus, get involved with the live show chat server over on there as well. But the news, as is being reported by everyone, but I'll take this more directly from The Athletic and try not to knock my tripod over. They're saying this in the Red to put a statement out as well. Jurgen Klopp will miss Liverpool's Premier League meeting with Chelsea on Sunday as a result of returning a suspected COVID-19 positive test result. He's reported mild symptoms ahead of the fixture. And is now isolating. Assistant manager Pep Lijnders will therefore lead the team for the 4:30 GMT kickoff at Stamford Bridge. Testing of the entire first team setup has revealed no further positive cases within the playing squad, in addition to the 3 confirmed by Klopp on Friday. 3 backroom staff members have returned suspected positive results. However, Liverpool have not asked for the game to be postponed, which is the big news really around this, is that 3 additional cases. Now we know Thiago is back from COVID but is injured. Virgil van Dijk is back. Fabinho's back and Curtis Jones is back, who were the initial clutch of positive cases that Liverpool had in the build-up to that cancelled game on Boxing Day against Leeds United. But there's been 3 further cases. Now, Klopp was at lengths not to name them, which is quite funny given his stance a week or so ago when he said it's mad that we're not allowed, the people aren't telling us what these players are. But it feels to me like with a big game like Chelsea and no one else seems to be playing ball, that they've just decided to play the game as well. So we don't know who those 3 are, but Jurgen Klopp was very clear that we would know who they were by the lineup that we chose against Chelsea, which very much intimates that it would be a senior player. There's a lot of rumours around it being Alisson Becker being one of them, but unconfirmed at this point. And obviously with the first team staff, it'd be interesting, or the coaching staff, be interested to know who that would be, because there's a variety of tight-knit groups within Liverpool, and the coaching staff are a tight-knit group. Now, it looks like a good thing that Pep Lijnders hasn't tested positive, at least not yet. Now, that's something that might well follow on Sunday morning. But that puts Liverpool under a whole load of pressure, really. We saw Aston Villa be without Steven Gerrard the other week. We've seen Mikel Arteta's had it about 5 times at this point, hasn't he? But again, missing on the eve of probably one of the most telling fixtures that Liverpool have got. That's him on the way now. One of the biggest fixtures that Liverpool have got. One of the biggest fixtures Liverpool have got, at the moment, with the title race being so hinged things. So very, very tricky circumstances indeed. Let me know your thoughts on all this. Mad one. We don't know who the players are, as I say. We'll not have a clear idea tomorrow when they get to Stamford Bridge and there's just players missing. So do you think Liverpool should have pushed to have this game postponed? No Jurgen Klopp, 3 first team players isolating and a couple of knock-on injuries. We know Taki Minamino's injured. We believe Divock Origi's still injured, and Thiago Alcantara as well. Is that enough? And, would that have been enough actually by all the rules that have been put in place? Probably not. But Liverpool haven't asked the question, which says they're going to try and play on regardless. Now, we know that you've got to have a bare minimum number of available players to even be considered for cancellation, which we know, like Leeds as an example, we're down to the absolute bare bones, barely able to field enough players on the bench. That isn't the case of Liverpool. Liverpool definitely have enough players, but do they have enough players of quality? And in the absence of obviously a man as big and important as Jurgen Klopp on the touchline, is a big miss. Now, it's not the end of the world. Pep Lijnders is, he's brilliant, isn't he? Anyone who's ever watched the Pep Lijnders press conference will know the man is more than capable, and he is a very, very integral part of how Liverpool's set up for matches and how Liverpool's overall approach is being constructed. So it's not like they're throwing someone random in there by any stretch. But it leads to a general feeling of unease. I think that's my takeaway at this at the moment. We know that I've gone from beating Leicester in the League Cup and feeling like my love for football had been totally reborn, feeling like anything was possible, to the defeat against Leicester just 2 days after they played Manchester United and Manchester City, and feeling really down in the dumps about everything, and then feeling a renewed sense of optimism. Come on, it's Chelsea, they've got their own struggles, maybe we can go and do something. But yeah, having this like air of doubt around it, I don't think helps, in particular given the uncertain nature of everything that's going on around the world at the moment. It is a little bit of a, yeah, it's a kick in the teeth as much as anything else, really, isn't it? I think we all just want Liverpool to be able to capitalise on what they do best, and that's playing football matches and getting and doing and playing to the level that we know they can do, which is up there with the best football teams on planet Earth right now. And I think we're quite mentally scarred from what we went through last year. You know, Liverpool were top of Christmas last year, having struggled through with a bunch of injuries, of course, already prior to that. But I really felt just a fortnight ago like everything Liverpool wanted to achieve was within their grasp, and I don't think that's not true. But again, because of those psychological scars of having to go through everything that we went through last season, it feels like, I don't know, we could just do with Liverpool just doing the business, to be honest, to be perfectly honest. Keita start with the comment here saying, gutting news, hope the big man is okay. Yeah, we all do too. Yeah, the report is that he's only suffering from mild symptoms. So, you know what, Jurgen Klopp is made of sterner stuff. I imagine he'll be able to come through that, of course. But yeah, obviously, I hope, fingers crossed. The thing is about Jurgen is that he'll be devastated because they've gone through everything in their power to try and keep cases to a minimum, and the fact that he's just not able, he'll now not be able to, it's kind of like, I don't know, puff his chest out and get through it like we all know he would in any normal circumstance. Must be gutted for him. But Gerald O'Brien in the comments here live on YouTube saying, feels like COVID ruining our season again. Yeah, and look, a bit early. It's a bit early for that, and obviously we'll see who are those other 3 cases. Because if it's really big players, then yes, that's going to have a negative knock-on impact for Chelsea, because we want the best amount of our best possible players on the field for Chelsea. Obviously, it's a big, massive, huge game away from home as well. But at least it gives you a grace period where the coming months afterwards, that should hopefully, as long as they're okay and they don't suffer any ill effects in the medium or long term, then you'd hope that that's them with it done. I mean, it's not the chicken pox, you know what I mean? But you know, you'd hope that means that, you know, it's going to be a few months at least before the possibility of that happening to you again. So you might go the rest of the season with it not striking down Virgil and Thiago and Kurt and maybe Alisson, if it's true that it's him and the manager. That could bode well, but it's not going to matter for anything. Liverpool slipped too far behind in the league, and you know, if we struggle through the League Cup, because we know Jurgen will miss, I should mention this up top, will miss the first leg of the Arsenal game as well as a result. Jeans2311 says, we will be fine, come on you Reds. I like a bit of positivity like that. And obviously you mentioned as well, he's got mild symptoms, hope he feels better. Patrick Evans, again saying, who's joined us on Wonderkid, thank you so much Patrick, says, we have 7 already missing without the 3 extra missing. In my opinion, it should be postponed. But if it's moved, we could be without the AFCON and Brazilians. Yeah, so there's an international break at the end of January, which is a slight concern, which is something we need to keep an eye out for as well. There'll be the Leeds fixtures likely to go in the midweek before that. But I actually don't even know who plays. I don't think England play in that, but I think you're right in saying is it the South Americans who play in that? That's the concern, is that you postpone it and you move it into a time, and all of a sudden you've not got that guy there. You've not got Mo Salah available to you. That's a real obvious concern. Salah, Mane, and obviously Naby Keita as well. Yeah, I think, and I wonder whether that's the case of Liverpool are just going, well, look, we'll push through, because no one ever really knows what's going to happen. You know, you might have a ton more cases down the line, and then if you've postponed this one when you could have played it, you're then getting a fixture backlog. We've already seen it now. Psychologically, the ball is in Man City's court for the title, because Liverpool have got that game that they haven't played against Leeds United, and City have got the point advantage, which is, it's just stretching that out, and it adds pressure on that game. When that Leeds game is replayed, there's far more pressure on Liverpool, and again, just in terms of the turnaround between games and managing squad fitness, etc, etc. So yeah. Amit S, thank you so much for the super chat, saying, feel like none of the teams want to play this game. Chelsea have their issues, and now this with us, and going into tomorrow's game with low expectation. I mean, the one encouraging thing is Chelsea are very keen to get the game postponed, which stands to reason that they feel they're in a much worse position than Liverpool. Now, of course, Leicester were in a much worse position than Liverpool a few days ago, and that didn't do them any harm ultimately in that game. We'll see what the knock-on impact of that is as their season progresses. But yeah, that's one slight note of encouragement in that, is that Liverpool want to just get the game played and Chelsea very much don't. Tuchel obviously struggling big time with his first festive period, in addition to obviously all the COVID and injury stuff that's going on around it as well. Yeah, so it is what it is. I mean, there's just something where you saw happen with Brendan Rodgers. He was able to forge this sort of us against the world siege mentality, and I reckon that's probably a little bit of Pep's kind of team talk. Pep will be going into that game going, right, lads, come on, everything's against us here. We've got all these things going. It's us. We're the ones who are left standing. Let's go and do Liverpool proud. Rah. And I mean, if Pep did that, I'd get pumped up anyway. SN in our Club Legend Discord saying, I'm not expecting us to win the Premier League, to be honest. We should have capitalised on City not getting Kane and went all out if City get Haaland, la la la. And he's also saying we're opening the league under Klopp again. Wow. I normally say that our Club Legend members in the Discord is normally the most happy, upbeat, positive place, but I feel like there's a few people who need a digital cuddle, and if you need one, don't worry. Look, that's why we're here. That's why I do this. I have literally dragged myself in front of the camera. Back in the I'm at home. Like, this is where we started 11 years ago, actually, through that wall over there. Roy Hodgson was the manager, and things were horrendous. We didn't even realise it because we still tried to put a positive spin on it. But yeah, look, I still maintain that Liverpool will have a very good season this season, because I can't go from the utter elation of the League Cup quarter-final win and to the dejection of Leicester and then decide, because that was the most recent thing, that's how I should feel entirely about Liverpool. The point is that Liverpool have been very, very good, and have been very, very good for a number of years. It takes like an elephant tranquilizer to put Liverpool down. Now, this could be the start of that again, could be, or it could just be another challenge that just forges this team even further, even harder, even more, in an even more challenging environment that causes them to ultimately come out better at the end of it. I'm choosing to go with that, because why not? Because the other way of thinking is just really horrible and miserable. But yeah, I mean, look, I'm feeling a lot of pessimism. I get it, I do. And until Liverpool go out there and show us reasons not to be pessimistic, it's tough, because I think we all feel a little bit our mood and psyche, and maybe I'm just speaking for myself, but obviously I just from gauging the reaction on social media in the last week or so, I think we're all a little too quick to turn towards the negative. I think we're all a little, positivity is a house of cards, and not a stone fortress, which is what it should be, because Liverpool are amazing, and I'm sure they'll be amazing. And if nothing else, what we know and what's different about this Liverpool squad to any Liverpool squad prior to Jurgen Klopp is that it's made of sterner stuff. And what we know is we're going to put 11 players out on the pitch, whatever 11 players they are, and they're going to go and die for the shirt, which wasn't the case when we started doing Redmen TV, I'll tell you that for nothing. And if that's what you've got, if you've got 11 players and the substitute and the manager and whoever's able to get there to Stamford Bridge and associate themselves with Liverpool Football Club, if they go and give their all, which we know they will, then that's the least we can ask, and it provides the best possible circumstances for a positive result for Liverpool. That's what I'll say on that anyway. Listen, try your best to keep smiling. It's a weird situation, I understand. As it stands, the game will go ahead, which means the watch along will go ahead tomorrow. So we will be returning for that. In the meantime, if you want more content, Redmen Plus, there we've got a wonderful set of people. If you join as a Club Legend, you get in our Club Legend Discord server, and there's a real, real positive vibes around there. People geeing each other up, as we should do. We should all stay together and stay strong as Liverpool fans, and look, ultimately, become this central force that pushes out and just sprays all our negativity on fans of other football teams, because that's what banter's all about, and that's what football should be about, us against the world. Scott Hawkes, thank you so much with the super chat. Happy New Year, despite that familiar sinking feeling about players dropping like flies. You'll never walk alone. Absolutely, it's a familiar feeling. We should be used to it by now. Armando Mujika, Liverpool thrive off of adversity, will pull through. I agree that Armando, you've absolutely nailed it there. This is a Liverpool side that has come about through adversity. We're a fan base. We're Scousers, are people forged in the fires of adversity. If anyone's capable of coming out on the other side of this, it's Liverpool Football Club, it's Liverpool fans, and it's Scousers. I think we'll be okay, but the proof of the pudding will be in the eating, and that will be at Stamford Bridge tomorrow, whoever shows up. Anyway, as I was saying, listen, join Redmen Plus. I can't really extol the virtues of it enough. You can even get it on your TV. It's actually on my TV. Look at that. It's great. You get live streaming content covering Liverpool pre and post match games, the instant match reaction after every game in the hour that immediately follows it. There's a final word the day after normally. We've also got a whole host of documentary features and interviews. Let me see if I can do this with the old magic remote. We have got the debate show, look at that, reacting to the 50 greatest Liverpool players of the Premier League era, and there is the 50 greatest Liverpool players of the Premier League era, two-part show, going through all those players that you voted for. So if you need to get yourself just away from social media and just remind yourself how amazing Liverpool are, then go to the redmentv.com, sign up for Redmen Plus, and have an absolutely amazing weekend in the build-up to us returning for Chelsea and hopefully smashing them everywhere. Other than that, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Keep smiling. Happy New Year, by the way. Happy New Year to each and every one of you. You are amazing, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful start to 2022 that is exacerbated further by Liverpool smashing difficulties in the face, thriving and coming out on top. All the best.